Welcome to this abbreviated online training session brought to you by the City of Palo Alto's Office of Emergency Services. This session is intended to give you the basic information about a block preparedness coordinator and what you can do for your neighbors today. We have omitted a few BPC topics from this training so that you can better focus on the mission at hand. We will invite you to an upcoming BPC training class once we can resume normal life. Let's start off with some basic information about the Palo Alto environment. Palo Alto is a moderately sized town with a Mediterranean-style climate. Some would consider a 70,000 population small, but our size doubles during the normal workday and can grow even more based on special events and the season. We have our share of large businesses with huge corporate campuses. We have several large shopping and retail areas, as well as a thriving medical sector. Stanford Hospital is the primary trauma center in the northern part of Santa Clara County and serves a good deal of San Mateo County as well. With all this activity, you might think that Palo Alto would have a sizable public safety organization. Well, the truth is that Palo Alto public safety departments are sized more for our residential than our bustling daytime population. We have limited staffing on any given day, and now that we are facing a pandemic situation, we could see even fewer. You can look no farther than San Jose to see shortages in fire department staffing due to COVID-19 illnesses. Now, on most days, our men and women in these organizations can handle the day-to-day emergencies that occur. However, what happens when larger emergencies happen? We could quickly run short of these capabilities. We live in an area where a range of hazards could significantly impact our community. We haven't seen a major disaster in many years, but if these kinds happen now, we will need supplemental resources to fill in the gaps. We didn't see this COVID-19 pandemic coming, and we are now facing a very different type of disaster, but one that still has gaps nonetheless. What is the solution? Leveraging the community to become a resource that can assist when our local government needs help. The Block Preparedness Coordinator plays a central role in the heart of the neighborhood to identify problems, the eyes and ears function you will hear us frequently talk about, and to find solutions to those problems. The stronger the neighborhood network, the better the solutions become. The City of Palo Alto Office of Emergency Services sponsors the ESV program as part of the city's emergency organization as defined by our municipal code. This is a neighborhood-based program that recognizes the value of community participation in the city's preparedness efforts, but also that in a large-scale emergency, first responders will be overwhelmed and will need for neighbors to assist one another for a period of time. The ESV program includes several different volunteer components. Block Preparedness Coordinators, BPCs. There are many BPCs in each of our ESV neighborhoods. You know your neighbors, you build social bonds, you help connect people on your block. You are a source of information and report what is happening to the Neighborhood Preparedness Coordinator. The Neighborhood Preparedness Coordinator, the NPC, is the neighborhood hub of information. Think of them as the hub of a wheel where the BPCs are the spokes. Each NPC pushes information down to their BPCs, gathers information from the BPCs, and coordinates for resources needed in the neighborhood. Community Emergency Response Team members, CERTs, are neighborhood volunteers who are trained to perform light search and rescue, basic first aid, and other skills. They are part of the neighborhood team to respond to smaller incidents within their scope of training and skill sets. Amateur radio operators are communications specialists who assist where they are most needed. We encourage all ESV members to become amateur radio operators, also known as hams. This is a checklist of items you can do as a new BPC. We'll go over each one of these in more detail. The Office of Emergency Services uses a software system known as VOCI for information management of our program. You won't remember this link. It is available on the website. We'll send the link to you, or you can snap a picture of it now. This system is how we will communicate with you during peacetime and activations. A common question is, what is my block? You will define what that means to you. but it normally is a specific or defined geographic range of residences that you feel comfortable managing. In all likelihood, you already have a good idea of what a block is to you. Once you have this figured out, let your NPC know. After that, just be a good neighbor and try to meet your other neighbors. You can do this in person, using a letter, sending an email, or creating a small block group on Nextdoor. There is no right answer here. However, during the current shelter-in-place order where we are practicing social distancing, stay at least 6 feet away when talking to your neighbors face to face. Make lists of your neighbors, email addresses, phone numbers, and share that list with your block members. Go so far as to create an email distribution list, group text list, or a group on Nextdoor to communicate even more efficiently. We want you to be in touch with your neighbors during this pandemic. Add to your list who has kids, what ages, who has special needs, what special skill sets do your neighbors have? Are there any tools or equipment that could be available in the neighborhood? Remember, everyone on your block could be a resource during a crisis. Also recognize that some people may not want to participate or provide information. That's okay too. At least you have an idea who they are and what their needs might be. OAS can provide copies of this sign for each residence on your block to have. They are used in times of distress to let others know if you need help or if you are okay. This is not a substitute for calling 911. It should be in addition to that. Simply tape the sign in your window with the appropriate side facing out. This could be a helpful tool now for a vulnerable neighbor to communicate a need for assistance. There is a lot of information you could give your neighbors, and our OAS can provide you with the majority of these handouts. These resources are also electronic, so they are easily passed along via email as well. Preparedness starts somewhere for everyone, and the BPC can play a big role in getting your neighborhood and neighbors started. We ask all BPCs to purchase an FRS radio. FRS stands for Family Radio Services, but many just call it a walkie-talkie. There are many makes and models of these radios, but most of our ESVs purchase a Motorola brand. This radio is used as your primary communications with the NPC when cell phones or landline phones are not working. We won't focus on this now, but when you take the full BPC class, we will go into greater detail. We also offer a specific FRS radio class, usually quarterly, you can attend for free. Finally, we have a few helpful radio videos on our OAS YouTube channel. There is no reason to go it alone. Enlist a friend to be your or partner BPC. There are many instances where you may not be home, either at work, away on business, on vacation, and on and on. Having a backup is a good idea. We recommend each BPC make a small go bag that is fully loaded and ready to go when needed. This is a list of the items you want to have in this bag. We will issue you a vest, a hat, a clipboard, an ID badge, among other items. The others you will have to get yourself, most notably the radio. Our bet is you have most of these items around the house already. We will even provide a lawn sign to you if you would like, so your neighbors know you are their link to the city. Down the road, when this current emergency is over, we'll invite you to training events that will allow you to practice the skills you will use in other emergency situations. As a BPC, we encourage you to maintain a routine connection with your block throughout the year. Many blocks already have an annual block party or other traditions. Take advantage of those events to update lists, provide information, or meet new neighbors. The City of Palo Alto has a Know Your Neighbors grant program that provides modest funding for neighborhood activities. Stay in touch with your neighbors throughout the year. You can pass along information you receive from OAS, holiday well wishes, reminders of upcoming events. Daylight savings time is always a good one, or others that are important to your block. Your imagination is your only limit. We haven't talked much about the Neighborhood Preparedness Coordinator up to this point, but the NPC is an important part of your network. He or she coordinates information from OAS to the neighborhood ESVs during routine times. During an activation, when there is an emergency, the NPC functions as a central communications node for your neighborhood. He or she will set up a command post at their house, at a house of worship, at a school, at a park. It varies from neighborhood to neighborhood. You'll find out where your command post is when you meet your NPC. Finally, the NPC assists in the coordination of resources within the neighborhood to solve problems that arise and request assistance from the city for those problems that can't be solved locally. When you meet your NPC, aside from learning where the command post will be, they will provide you with some gear and information about other ESVs, those BPCs and certs in the neighborhood. You're probably now wondering how you will find out who your NPC is. Well, we'll provide that information when we process your ESV registration. By now, you may have made your way around our ESV website. If not, here is the link to it. We encourage you to look at some primary resources here. The first is our ESV training calendar. It's a Google Calendar you can import into your own if you so like. It lists all the training and events we host during the year. Another is the ESV Policy Manual and Standard Operations Procedures. This document describes in detail our program, our code of conduct, and how each volunteer team functions. The third one is the ESV Neighborhood Map. This PDF map shows the delineation of our 40 or so neighborhoods with the ESV population in each neighborhood. And there are some other tools and information on this site that you might also find interesting. Take a look at it when you have a chance. So by now, there is no way you have not heard all of the important safety guidance to slow the spread of the virus, to flatten the curve, as they say. But some ways to keep yourself and others healthy are to social distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Stay home if you don't feel well. Don't risk infecting others, and wash your hands often. Soap and warm water is best, or use hand sanitizers with at least 60% alcohol content. Approach this time as a marathon event, not a sprint, since we don't know how long we will be under a shelter-in-place order. Do your part to promote public safety of your block, but also maintain a sense of normalcy rather than anxiety or fear. The Palo Alto Community Support Call Center is a good resource for people who have questions about anything COVID-19 related. The phone number is 650-272-3181, and it's open Monday through Friday during business hours. And the city is continually updating and revising our website, cityofpaloalto.org/coronavirus. The BPC program is about neighborhood awareness and readiness, where neighbors help one another and where we use positive intentions to make our neighborhoods better. This doesn't happen easily or without effort, but it does happen one interaction at a time. Thank you for listening to this introductory training session video. We have a short 10-question review we would like you to take. Return to the BPC website and click the link just under this video resource. Once you've finished the review, please complete the ESV registration form, also available on the BPC site. We'll be in touch after that. If you have any questions, contact OES at 650-617-3197 or esv@cityofpaloalto.org.